I am going to be sharing with you today a deeply personal story, which is that of my fertility journey. My hope is that by sharing this with you, that it will make you feel less alone on your own journey and make you feel better equipped to deal with the ups and downs to come. If you also stick with me to the end, I will be sharing with you 7 tips or strategies, if you like, that proved invaluable to myself and my partner, and I hope will prove very helpful to you and make things just a little bit easier. So starting at the beginning, I've always been very healthy, so I never thought there'd be any problems with me. We'd delayed family and pregnancy because we weren't ready financially, and there were lots of things we wanted to do. But by the time I reached 35, I was like, well, we were like, perhaps we should start trying. So we made the decision to start trying, even though financially we weren't where we wanted to be. And oddly, literally the moment that we made that decision, my period stopped. So we didn't think too much of it. Like I said, super healthy. But after 3 months, which when you're 35 or over is a time when they recommend that you go to seek help, just get a checkup, I went to the doctors and said my periods have stopped, blah, blah, blah. And to my surprise, they recommended all these blood tests, and suddenly it became very serious very quickly. And the doctor said to me that I was not producing eggs, or if I were, it didn't seem like there was many, and that I should be recommended to a fertility clinic to start IVF immediately. In the UK, you do actually have an option to pursue fertility treatment on the NHS, which was amazing for us because, like I said, we weren't financially where we wanted to be. So even though we weren't ready, we were suddenly on this roller coaster ride and preparing for our first appointment, which seemed to take forever with all the admin that we had to fill out to get approved for the funding. We went to the appointment and I remember the day just being really nervous, but also super excited that we were going to be parents, and oh my God, I was going to get pregnant soon. And, what am I going to do? Is it injections? We went to the appointment and the doctor said, right, what we do is just one last little check to look at where you were at in your cycle to get you started. She took me behind the screen and started giving me my examination, and was like pressing really hard to try and find my ovaries, which by this point was a normal occurrence because we'd established that my ovaries were near to non-existent. And she pointed out my ovaries and a follicle when she finally found them. And then she said, right, I just need to pop out, speak to my colleague, and I'll be back. Okay, so we wait. And she came back, and the smile had changed. And what had been intended to be our appointment to start our IVF journey actually ended up being a time when we were told that medicine could not help us achieve pregnancy, and that they would not treat me. And they did not recommend that I tried getting treatment anywhere else, that it would be a lot of pain for nothing. She also finished off by saying, but don't give up. Keep having sex. But as you can imagine, the ground just fell out from beneath us. And I just remember just apologizing to my partner and wondering if this was my fault. Did I wait too long? The doctor assured me that it wasn't because I waited too long, and that this could have happened at any time in my life, and I may have not had eggs since I was a child or a teenager or my 20s or my early 30s. There was no way of knowing. So we were told that the only way that I would get pregnant would be through egg donation. And I'm not going to lie, every part of my body rejected that. I didn't want that. I didn't want a consolation prize. I didn't want somebody else's baby. I wanted my baby. And so did my partner. So it was really tough to come to terms with. And I'm not sure if it was a vision that I had, or what, but I distinctly remember grieving so hard, not for pregnancy or the idea of being pregnant, but for a little girl that I saw. It's like I could smell her, and it's like she died. And I know that's silly because she didn't exist, but it was a lot of pain I didn't expect. We made a decision quite early on that we would prioritize our mental health and each other, and that we wouldn't drag out this painful situation for years and years and years and years and years on end if there was no guarantee of a family the way we wanted it. What that looked like for us was doing everything that we could to make sure that we'd tried everything, which is second opinions, which we got, which were the same, which was pursuing Chinese herbal medicine for us, which we did, and my results got worse. But at the same time, having our backup decision ready. Well, we had a choice to make. It was, did we want to adopt? Did we want to be childless? Or did we want to go through egg donation? Now, I've always wanted to adopt. It's been something that I've been passionate about my whole life. However, being in this situation and coming at it from a place of loss and looking for somebody to fill that hole felt like the wrong time to adopt. It's not a reason for us to adopt to replace a hole that we had. So that wasn't the right choice for us. And then the other choice was not having children at all, and that wasn't a choice. So egg donation it was. But like I said, we weren't anywhere near ready for that. And we chose to wait until we couldn't wait anymore. And we were so excited. That was a huge, huge part for us. And that took years. That took years to go through the grieving process and accept where we were at. So here I am now. Goodness knows how many years later, I don't know. And I'm recording this as my partner is out with my oldest girl, who is 3.5, and my twins, who are 1, are sleeping in the next room. And I'm sat here with a mum bun, and no sleep. And they are my babies. One thing I have learned is that dreams don't always come true the way that you think that they should. But when they do, if you are open to it, they can come to you so brilliantly. I don't know what the words are, but we are so freakishly happy, and every single day we wake up with gratitude. The sleepless nights, I'm grateful for. I'm so happy. I've got these wonderful, wonderful humans in my life now. And so how did I get here? We struggled to find the right donor because I'm mixed race and trying to find the right mix. And the UK is very expensive, and they do have options for frozen egg donors and things, but you don't get many. And once you account for attrition, your chances are quite pushed. And again, like I said, we'd made a decision that we were going to protect our mental health. So we eventually found somewhere in Cyprus that seemed like a great clinic, great results. And within 3 months of finding them, I was pregnant. Actionable tips. These are the 7 things that really did help us through. So the first one is be hopeful, but also prepare for the long haul. Every time you go for an appointment or every time you have any procedure, it's natural to want that to be the one. But if you can do the maths and think, actually, statistically speaking, it could be another 2, 3, 4 times of this. And trust me, it makes you feel so much more relaxed going into it. Attached to that is my point number 2, which is be hopeful, but where finances are concerned, plan for the long haul. There's nothing that's going to make your stress levels go higher and make you feel more desperate than if you could only afford one round. So what we did is we looked at the clinic, we looked at what their statistics were for our particular situation, and then we figured out how many rounds, worst case scenario, plus a bit more, it would take for us to achieve it. So we knew that going in, we would get a baby at the end. Even if it wasn't the first time, or the second time, or the third time, we knew it would happen statistically. And that was really, really, really helpful. Attached to that is do everything that you can to know that you've done everything you can, but set yourself limits. Say you are looking at egg donation, but you're not ready to think about that and you want to try your own eggs, do that. You have to pursue what is right in here, obviously depending on your situation, but have limits for yourself. Don't torture yourself for years and years and years. Have a plan B. Say to yourself, we'll try it this amount of times, and if that doesn't work, we'll look here. Point number 5 is protect your boundaries and protect your heart. The people that you think or you feel you need to be there for you and to give you support the most, they might not be the best people. They might not be equipped. They may not have the experience to say the right thing. And goodness, does anybody who's gone through trying to conceive know, people say the worst things all the time. So for us, that was close family members. That was close friends doing and saying things that caused us pain. So don't be afraid to keep your journey to yourself. Be mindful who you share it with, and know that if they don't have the right words to say, it's not because they don't love you and they don't care. They just haven't experienced it. Number 6, be careful of forums. I was advised by the doctors and medical professionals to go onto the forums because there's lots of people going through my situation, and that just made my anxiety and my stress 10 times worse because it was just filled with sadness and depression. If you want to go into forums, make sure it's a good one, and if it starts getting too much, come back, come off there and look in other places. YouTube is a great place to find people with positive stories. And number 7, which is my final point, is no matter where you are, no matter what you're feeling, remember it won't last forever, and you will have your family. You will. It may not come the way you imagined or the way you were told growing up, but if you are open, it will. And you will be the happiest and tiredest you've ever been in your life. Please do share your journey with me. I would love to know where you're at, and if anything here has been of any help to you. I wish you all the best, and see you soon.